All right, welcome to the best Rotary Club in the. Thank you for coming today. Sorry, I was 1 minute late. I got to jabbering with the boss lady over here. We're going to start with Mayor Julia Johnson, an invocation.
All right, if you will please bow your heads with me. As we gather here today as members of Rotary, we pray that we are mindful of the opportunities for us to be not only good citizens in the community, but also to do good service within the community. Please keep reminding us that always the enduring values of life, of friendship, of doing what is right are the most important things that we pass to future generations. Help us to build with confidence, knowing that what we're giving will go beyond what we will do in this life. Let us continue to strive to make this not only a better community, but a better world. Amen.
All right, and Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we're into the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And Sam, do we have a song?
So the Mariners broke our hearts last week. So we're going to do one more, take me out to the ball game to wish them well in the
That in
offseason.
itself is kind of heartbreaking.
Okay, so you guys know the words. We've been singing it all month. Take me out
to the ball game. Some peanuts and crackers, you know. I don't care if I ever go backwards. Root for the Mariners. They don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, thank you. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, I know we have one visiting Rotarian, Mandy, from the Mount Vernon Club, right? And she's our speaker here, so we won't make her get up and say, or she's our speaker support system here, right? There we go. Do we have any other visiting Rotarians? I'm not going to poke fun at Joe Jones for being a visitor today, but it's good to see you, Joe. Do we have any guests of Rotarians? No guests? All right. We're going to move right on into club business. The first thing on the club business is I'm going to be asking for a motion to approve some reallocation of some funds. I was up at the Olmsted Park looking at the pond up there and the bridge that got built. A crew from Janeke, what's that? It was Curtis Melder and a crew from Janeke put together the coolest bridge up there right above the pond. And they've got the trails, they're finishing up the trails leading up to it. And when Nathan Salsina from the city spent money to buy picnic tables for all the picnic shelters above the pond up there, he got a good deal on the picnic tables and didn't spend all the money we asked or that we gave to the city to do that. So what I'm asking for today is a motion to approve up to $5,000, the remaining amount of money that he didn't spend, for Nathan to contract with Art Tufte of Concept Construction for completion of trail engineering and construction on the Olmsted Park Trail to tie in with the recent bridge build made by Curtis and his crew. Can I get a motion? We have a motion here. Do we have a second? Who was our second? Sam? Any discussion? Any questions, concerns, comments? Hearing none. Can I hear an A or yay or whatever? A. Anybody opposed? Whatever. We have a whole bunch of A's and a whatever. I'm going to count that as the middle ground. Thanks for keeping us honest, Bill. I appreciate that. And another item that came up while I was talking to Nathan is an opportunity. They have gotten 50 little trees donated. And in the next month or two, they're going to be looking for somebody to help plant those 50 little trees right around the fishing pond up there. So as soon as we find a date, I'm used to my voice being loud enough to be heard. As soon as we find a date, we'll put that out to the club and see if we want to get a group of people together to do that. Were you waving at me, Carl, or had a question? You know, I don't know. I'll ask Nathan. Yep. Got it. So, yep. So it'll probably be pretty easy. And probably take an hour or two if we get enough people out there. And the final thing after I got to stop spending time with Nathan because he keeps coming up with ideas. One thing that I suggested after looking at the projects that he's working on, the Olmsted Park project is a beautiful project. A lot of partners jumped in on that. The one choke point that comes down to is Nathan and his crew taking care of it. And one of the things that they want to do prior to the fishing derby opening up in May is to clean up around the pond. So it may require some weed whacking of blackberries and just some general cleanup around there. So we may be looking at a spring project to put together with a bunch of landscaping and all that. We haven't had enough of those, so we're hoping for some of that kind of stuff to come our way. And that's kind of exactly what I was looking for from Nathan this morning. So I'll give you more information on that as it comes up. I got a request or a invite from the Boys and Girls Club. This is a last minute thing, and I don't know if anybody is able to or interested, but the Boys and Girls Club, their fundraising event out at the commercial or what is the air center out there by the airport. They're going to have their fundraiser this weekend. It's going to be Saturday night. If you're interested in going, he's offering us a table, but he needs to know today. So I don't know that anybody can really jump on that kind of stuff in the last minute. I cannot. But if you're interested, get a hold of me before the end of the meeting, and I'll feed that information to Ian at Boys and Girls Club. Moving on, Sam has set up do you want to talk a little bit about our social potential for a social or social potential?
So next Thursday is our 5th Thursday of the month. And so that means no lunch meeting. And instead, we're going to do a happy hour sort of thing at Barley and Brew, 5 to 7 next Thursday. Come if you would like. And I hope you guys can. It'll be fun.
Perfect. So reminder, that means no regular meeting next Thursday. Invariably, somebody will show up. I'm going to send out an email just to remind everybody, but no regular meeting. We have our auction kickoff meeting on November 4th at 6 p.m. at the Sedro Woolley School District office. And one of the things that Ruth and I had talked about is when we do our auction meetings, we're going to have regular auction meetings, but we're going to try to have some of them right at a club meeting or right after a club meeting. So adding one more thing to people's evening set schedules usually limits the folks that can come. So we're going to try to get more people involved in that. We have an invite to, there's a table reserved for Sedro Woolley Rotary at the Mount Vernon Rotary Dinner and Auction on Saturday, November 15th, beginning at 5:30. We have 4 or 5 seats left. If anybody's interested, if you can let me know, I'll let the proper folks know. And the final announcement is the Christmas party, Friday, December 5th. So there's anything for us. Do we have any announcements or anything from the floor? Nope. All right. Sue, do we have a raffle? Let's move on to a raffle.
Number 66. Number 25. 25. Is that you? Number 64. Number 29.
It's usually just 10. It's usually 10.
Lorenzo's $25 gift card.
All right. And who's our sergeant at arms today? Becky's our sergeant at arms?
Okay, we'll start here. Of course, since Helping Hands is our our guest today, and I happen to know most of the stuff about Helping Hands, I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. How much food has the new building received and pushed out to the community in the last, 7 years? Pounds of food. Pounds. That's kind of like what we did last year. You want to try? That's $1 for everybody. You want to try again? 25 million pounds. But everybody still has to pay one because of the first question. So if we pushed out 25 million pounds of food, how many semi-loads is that? How many semis can carry that much? So if we did a full capacity big truck, it's 550 semi-loads that can bring that much food. Yeah. So that's $2 for you guys because you didn't get one right. So let's see. So backpack program, our chow program, how many last week did we deliver to the community? How many kids are getting those bags of food? That includes LaConner, Anacortes, Burlington, Sedro Woolley, Mount Vernon. It was actually 1,500, which when I first started 10 years ago, it was 10. So we've grown a little bit. So 1,500, and it was, I think the total was 7,500 for the month. $2. Let's see. What year did they start the food bank, and at what church was the food bank started? Did you say 1992? The church on, which one's the one? John, what church did we start in? Exactly, in 1974. So you guys get $2. That's when we started. When we became a nonprofit was in 1985. So it is our 40th anniversary this year. That should have been the question I asked you guys. Let's see. How many of you have volunteered? See this beautiful banner here? How many of you have volunteered? Tiffany, Carl, Daryl. Chris, $2 for you. $2 for you. Yeah, the company counts. Yeah. The company counts. Name 5 things you can do as a volunteer at the food bank. You can distribute food, landscaping, deliver backpacks. That feels very creepy. No. But number 4. Okay. You could maybe massage you. He already said distribution. We don't cook. God. Be on the board. I was looking for that one. Yes. Thank you. That's not volunteering. You can donate. Yeah. Okay. We'll make that the 5. You can be just like Danny, who collects all the plastic bags. It's still going to cost you $1, but yes, thank you. Since my team over here, I'm going to make sure you get a hard one. Where is the best place to work? Helping Hands Food Bank, you guys don't have to pay anything. So the 4 of you. This might be a good one. What federal funding source do we get? Oh, what federal funding source do we receive? Well, like what kind? Like, does it come from what department? The answer is none. None. No federal funding that we get. So you guys can pay $1. And we have people online. Make it pay up. So because you're online, it's a $5 if you get it right or wrong. So you might as well Venmo $5. How long have we been in the new building? What year or how many years? Good job, Jeff, but you still have to pay $5. Well, that's the beginning. So do you want me to do the introductions?
What's that?
Is introductions next for them?
Oh, no, we gotta do Happy Bucks.
Oh. You want me to just do Happy Bucks, Sam? Okay. Who has Happy Bucks?
I am happy because our new merchandise came in at the museum. It's inspired by Northern State Hospital. So feel free, come in, check it out. There's also mugs and other fun things to support the museum.
Thank you. Oh, we know what Chad's happy about.
Hi, everybody. I have 21 Happy Bucks because Sherry and I were just blessed enough to spend 21 days in Europe, traveling all over the place. We got home Tuesday. It was an amazing adventure.
And we all enjoyed watching it. Anybody else happy? John, you have to be happy about something.
Well, I'm happy Mike's still alive. He went hunting with us and, you know, he was almost dead like a month ago, didn't have enough blood and all this stuff. And so, but once he gets out in the woods, he has no brain at all. And it's my brother, so I can say that. And so my son, Johnny, shot a buck and Mike was nearby. So Mike hiked up to him. He shouldn't have hiked up there. And then he helped drag the deer down. And he was in bad shape by the time he got back to the place. But we're happy. And then the funniest thing was, you ever play the game Empire? It's a great game where you pick a bunch of names and then you have to guess who the name is or whatever. Well, one person has to read all the names. And we had Mike read the names of all these people. And that was absolutely hilarious. He couldn't get one name right that I read. So all the kids had a good time. We had all my family, all the grandkids, and we shot a bunch of deer. So it was great.
All right, that it? Oh,
Nope.
Mayor.
So I believe it's on the 28th of this month. It is National Responders Day, and just sending out lots of gratitude for those who do come to our aid when we need them to be there. So especially for the Sedro Woolley Fire Department and the Sedro Woolley Police Department, but just wanted to give them a shout out, especially since that's coming up in a few days.
Thank you for your work. I'll give $20 for the presentation and $10 I'll Venmo because we moved. So I no longer live in Skagit County, but I'm right there on the line. So it's been a fun adventure. Anybody online?
You know what? Got it.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and do our introduction or?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I guess I can use
Okay.
this.
Oh, before we get the introductions, early leavers, if you need to go, that's $2 at the door if you got any money left. But we have our Helping Hands Food Bank here today, and Rebecca's going to jump up and introduce.
So today we have Mandy Rothman. She's the Chief Development Officer, and her protege and amazing Cydney, who is our Community Engagement Coordinator. We change duty titles sometimes. You guys have been so supportive of Helping Hands, and these amazing staff want to say thank you and show you the impact that this community has made.
Okay. Hello, my name is Cydney. I'm Community Outreach Coordinator for Helping Hands. So quick, just so I kind of know my audience here, who has volunteered at Helping Hands? Raise your hands. Who has not? Oh, okay. There's just a handful of you. Perfect. Just a basic overview of who we are at Helping Hands. We are Skagit County's largest direct food provider. We cover all of Skagit County. We focus a lot on autonomy and choice for our participants. So if you've been to any of our facilities, it looks a lot like a small grocery store or a farmer's market. We don't hand out boxes. We do allow participants to go around and kind of shop for what they need because they know their needs better than we do. People have lots of different wants and needs. Every family is different. I don't want to give your kids a box of kale if they're not going to eat it. So that is a big focus on ours, and we focus on giving, having our participants be really active in their own help. We have no income and residency requirements, which is really important. We do see people from Whatcom and Snohomish and Island counties because we do have such a big spread across Skagit County. We might be the closest food bank to them. And everybody does know someone who uses the food bank based off our numbers. It could be your barista, teachers, anyone in your community who's kind of got their head above water, but then a medical expense or a flat tire or a vet payment put them kind of under for a couple of weeks. It's a fairly common occurrence. So just a little bit about our history. We did start locally in the basement of a church. It's a lot bigger now. We have about 400 volunteers, a handful of staff. We are officially a 501c3. And going forward, we will continue to adapt. We've adapted a lot to the needs of the community, and we hope to just continue doing that as things progress and change. So that is our reach. We truly do cover all of Skagit County, all the way from Anacortes to Marble Mount. We go any further and we're just in the islands or in the woods. And you can find us anywhere. 5 days a week, we have at least one of these distribution centers open, if not two. So here's our impact from last year. Hopefully we'll be getting bigger, our numbers for this year soon. So one of those big numbers is our volunteers. That number, if you kind of look at the impact that those people have, we have about 400 volunteers. So with that number, that is about 5 full-time employees. which is huge for us. We definitely couldn't do everything we do without them. We couldn't reach as many people, couldn't reach across the county. We do have about 250,000 plus visits. We do track visits because food is an ongoing need for our county. You don't just hand a box of food and someone is done. That tends to be a thing that people need every day. So it is a little bit easier for us to track. And we have families who use the food bank pretty regularly. Like I said, we have people who use the food bank once or twice a year when things get just a little out of hand. And we did put 1.9 million pounds of food was collected in 2024, which is a huge number, semi-trucks loads. And we can hope to continue that in the future. So where does all that food come from? We use a variety of ways to get that food in the door. Some of that percentages is just donations and food drives. That's everybody from someone just bringing stuff in on their own. We have schools who run food drives for us. We have organizations that run them for us. Right around the holidays is when we get a lot of those. So if you are interested, please let me know. I'm happy to coordinate that for you or your business or your kids' school. And then our biggest one is our grocery rescue program. So we partner with local grocery stores. We go around and we pick up those non-perishables and some perishables that are getting very close to that expiration date. And we're able to get those into the hands of families directly and quickly. And that gives us a huge variety of food, as well as some non-food necessities like toiletries, cleaning supplies, all of that stuff goes out to participants. And then we do have our solutions team, which a main part of that is essentially connecting people to other local resources. We have our focus, but there's usually not one cause that brings someone to a food bank. It could be that you got your head a little underwater and you need help with utilities, or you need help with housing, or you need to find a new car, something. And there's always other organizations in the county that can help with that kind of stuff. Not everybody knows what those are. So we try to work as holistically as we can to get people back on their feet as quickly and efficiently as possible. And then there are our volunteers who, many of you have either been a volunteer or know a volunteer. They're such an integral part of Helping Hands. They're a huge part of our community. They have really made volunteering their own. We have really big groups that come and get coffee together and bring cookies and celebrate birthdays. And they've just done a really great job helping us help the community, but also kind of building a community within themselves. And so there's lots of ways to give back to Helping Hands, volunteering and donations. And if you have any questions, now would be the time. Yeah.
I'm just curious, how many ways can someone get food? I understand there's a SNAP program that's about ready to be discontinued temporarily, maybe. But there's the food bank, and then you can have a school lunch program at school, right? Is there any other ways? Senior centers, do they have?
Oh yeah, Meals on Wheels for seniors is a common one.
It's pretty remarkable how much access people have to food. And you guys actually provide fresh food, not just macaroni and cheese. So
yeah, we do, especially in the spring and summer, we get a lot of donations from local farms, which is really incredible. We do have such a bounty of that in the county. And it's really great to keep all that super local.
So Becky was at council not too long ago, and she gave an amazing presentation. It was really quite an eye opener. But one of the questions that I asked her, and I thought her answer was quite profound, and I think it might be good if the group hears it too. And so Carl kind of touched on it, but with all the cuts that are happening, with the reduction in a lot of the services that are being provided, also, I know there's a lot of hardship, especially within our community, where people cannot give like they used to. How are you balancing that so that you can still maintain a good program and provide for the abundance of needs and really the growing needs that are happening?
Sorry, my name is Mandy Rothman. This is Cydney's first presentation and she is killing it. So I just wanted to jump in to answer that. The long and short of it is that we're monitoring this situation every day. We've been seeing an uptick in working families coming to Helping Hands. They're called ALICE families, and it stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employed. It's the percentage of people in your community who make too much for any kind of assistance, SNAP assistance, things like that, but not enough to keep their heads above water. We've been tracking that metric for a while. We are seeing an increase. We're fortunate that, and maybe some of this is by design, is that we are not handcuffed to a lot of system constrained dollars like federal grants, state grants, things like that. That is so we can at least continue to provide a base level of support for Skagitonians, families, things like that. We also work within a network of service providers, so it's not just us. We may not be the right fit for them. We're seeing Skagit Valley College, for example, opened up a food pantry. So we're all kind of working together to rise to the need. Does that help answer it? Okay, sorry.
I had one question. Donating perishable groceries, vegetables, stuff out of gardens, is that something that you'll take, or does it have to be a USDA type?
We have
organization?
taken produce. It's usually larger stuff from like community gardens. I'm not sure what exactly the rule is on like fruit and vegetable donations. I don't even know.
We can take anything that anybody grows in their garden. What we can't do is you can't process it, meaning like can it yourself because you don't know if it's been canned properly. No, we don't take roadkill. That has been a question more than one time. And if we do get something like elk or meat, it has to be processed through one of our certified butchers, and it has to have a label on it. But like I don't take your leftovers that were in the freezer, things like that, which is asked all the time when someone's cleaning out their elderly parent's house. Can you just take everything? And we try to only hand out the stuff that you would eat. So when our volunteers are sorting produce, it's would you eat it? So it has a little bit more dignity because it's not half rotten.
Hear that? Everybody grow green beans and take them to the.
Cool. We do have a quick video for everybody. And then if you have any more questions about donations, food drives, any of that stuff, please come see me. I have cards to hand out. Yeah.
All right. Any last questions? Mandy?
So many of you have come and volunteered for Helping Hands, and last year our volunteer hours were over 15,000. That actually has a monetary value to us. In the state of Washington, it's estimated to be about $41.70 an hour for volunteers. So just last year, the people in this room helped contribute to $625,000 worth of labor that we would not have been able to do if you guys hadn't raised your hands and said, you know what, I want to do what I can to help my neighbors. So I just wanted to thank all of you, every one of you who came out drenched in the rain for the service day. We really appreciate you. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Just a last couple of things before we go. Thanks you to our guests, Mandy, Cydney. Thank you. It is incredible the work that you all are doing out there, and it is such a wonderful thing that so many folks in here have been involved in. And if you look around and see the folks that we're in this room with, and it's people in our club, I think it's just part of our community. How much help there is out there for those that need it. Talking to Brian the other day about some of the things that they offer at his company for folks that are in need. Ruth Richardson won a free tire at a Rotary auction. And she got on the phone with Joe while we were sitting at the table there. And she goes, well, they said Burlington would hook me up with a tire here. And Joe's like, forget about it. We'll take care of it. It's stuff like that happens all over the place. I watched John whenever you guys were building the building out there and how much work he put into this. I'm going to be standing in the rain with Matterend and Nielsen tomorrow working on the cabin in Clear Lake. There's so many of those things in our community that just are there and they just keep on going. They're not on the billboards or anything like that. They just keep going and they keep taking care of people. I think that's just incredible. And I'm glad that I get to see this kind of stuff, especially when our Rotary is involved in it. So just a couple of final thoughts. This is a quiz. Is there a regular meeting next Thursday at noon? Bill, you're good with that? Okay. And, or whatever. And I've got enough candy and I've got enough Monday for trick or treating. So for the trick or treaters, we're going to be set up at the gazebo next week. I'm going to set up about 3:30 or 4, and our little Halloweeners are going to be there at about 4:30. They're not going to have a parade on Halloween. They're just going to start trick or treating. So we're going to be set up and ready to roll. And with that, anything else? Good. We are adjourned.